Lord of creation, Prince Ea, fled to Africa. And there he began his experiment anew. This experiment started about 2 million years ago. And he tried to once again create a new Adama, a new beast, with a little more intelligence, a little more awareness, and being a little bit more perceptive. In time, however, the experiment known as Adama, Prince Ea could no longer stand the abuse. He could no longer stand the outright ruthlessness with which the Lord of the Command, the Lord of the Word, was dealing with the animal, with the beast. And so, on one given evening, a very fateful night, the Lord of creation, Prince Ea, snuck into the garden that he had once had dominion over. And there he found a beast. And he took the beast aside, and he gave him the knowledge of knowing each other. And he taught one male what he could enjoy with the female. And you have to understand that prior to this time, all matings, all unions of the beasts were absolutely controlled by the gods, by the technicians, by Lord Ea himself at some point. In order to get the appropriate offspring, one had to have the right male with the right female. All matings were controlled. All matings were scheduled. No deviation would be permitted or the experiment would be ruined. Prince Ea, the Genesis scientist, wore on his sleeve the logo of all the Genesis scientists. It was 2 intertwining strands of DNA. The primitive beast who looked at this DNA strands on the sleeve of all of the technicians, but especially on the sleeve of Prince Ea, the Lord of all the Genesis scientists, the beast looked at those intertwining strands of DNA and he saw snakes. In fact, the 2 intertwining serpents have given birth to the caduceus, the symbol that the medical field uses even to this day. 2 intertwining serpents, 2 snakes. And so, as the Lord of creation, as Lord of the Genesis scientists, as Lord of the serpents, Prince Ea snuck into the garden, and he exposed the beast to the knowledge of knowing each other. Pardon me, and the beast, for one moment in its miserable and wretched life, could be as the gods. The beast could mate and could enjoy any female, any male, for as long and whenever he wanted. In a life that was served in the mines, in the fields, and worked until death, the beast was able on its own to have a moment's pleasure. He had the way of the gods at his hands. He was able to make a choice. And so the beast then began to spread the knowledge, the illicit knowledge. And the Lord of command, the Lord of the Word, walking in the garden one day, noticed that there were 2 beasts mating. The ultimate sin, the blasphemy, the sacrilege, the ruining of the experiment. Who knows what kind of offspring would be born of an uncontrolled, unscheduled, unsupervised mating. And so he immediately had the offending beast thrown out of the garden. He discovered that in fact there were other beasts who were enjoying the knowledge of the gods, the wisdom of the gods, the ability to have pleasure at any moment. And they were tossed out of the garden. The Lord of the Word got extraordinarily upset, and he began to pass new commands. The first edict that he issued was that his brother, the Lord of creation, would henceforth never be allowed in the garden, and that anything and everything that was attributed to him would be considered to be evil. Prince Ea, in breaking the very backbone of the rules of the system, by destroying the breeding experiment, personified evil. In the Sirian and the Orion star systems, that which has the greatest evil, the greatest connotation of evil, is that which was anti-system. Prince Ea personified the worst, the most heinous crime that one could commit. Da'ea, known also as Lord. Lord in all ancient languages was Baal. Da'ea Baal became the personification of evil. Da'ea Baal is the root for diabolic, diablo, devil. In the story, the creation story that we are all familiar with, it is the serpent who sneaks into the garden to seduce Adam and Eve. And I'm going to suggest to you that it is Prince Ea, the Lord Genesis scientist, the Lord of the serpents, the Lord of creation, the very one who created man in the very beginning, who wanted the experiment to achieve destiny, to achieve free will. It is that very same Lord of creation who went in and gave man an opportunity to get kicked out of the garden. An opportunity to get kicked out of the garden. All offending beasts were removed, and the Lord of the Word labeled anything and everything connected with Lord Da'ea Baal as evil. The commands for all the beasts were then once again renewed. The first command, thou shalt have no other lords before me. Prince Ea is no longer the Lord of creation. Any and all of his technicians are no longer the lords. I am the one and only Lord, so saith I, the Lord of the Word. Henceforth, all beasts must... I'm sorry, I'm getting carried away here, but all beasts must attend on the seventh day. They must attend one of my houses in which they will praise me, they will promise to obey me, they will follow my every command and pledge undying loyalty to only me. So saith I, the Lord of the Word.